Hello, boys and girls. Today is March 31st, 2020. And I hope you have some paper and a pencil or your spiral notebook so that you can write these things down and keep up with each other. Today is social studies. And remember, we saw a video of the planets. And we saw that the earth is made up of, the planet Earth. And we saw that the earth is made up of water and land. And the land is divided into big chunks called continents. And we learned that we live on the continent of North America. So we're going to kind of zoom in now on the North America. And we're going to talk about the different kinds of landforms that are in North America. And we're going to look at, first of all, we're going to look at our objective for the day. And it's going to say, I can identify water and land on planet Earth. And I think we can do that because we know the Earth is also, it has, besides it has the oceans besides the continents. We can identify the different landforms on Earth. By the time we're finished, we should have a better idea of the landforms. And we're going to compare and contrast a hill and a mountain. Those are two different kinds of landforms, a hill and a mountain. And we're going to use the Venn diagram. And that's what we use a lot in class, where we draw two circles and we have the circles to overlap. And we look at what's the same about them and what's different. And the question that we're asking today is, can I identify different landforms? And so now we're going to look at a video that's going to help us out with those landforms, and then we're going to go back to discussing each one.
Hello, my genius brother. What are you doing? Are you playing games? No, I'm watching MakeMeGenius.com. I want to learn about the landforms. I have a test tomorrow. Oh, that is very good. Let me help you. Let's look at the globe. Did you notice that there are different colors on it? Yes. I know that the blue color on the globe shows water. You are correct. Blue color shows oceans, rivers, and other water bodies on our planet. Let's first understand the meaning of an ocean. An ocean means the vast body of salt water that covers almost 3/4 of the Earth's surface. We have 5 oceans on the planet, and they are all attached to each other. You told that blue on the globe also tells us about the rivers. What is a river? Oh yes, blue color represents oceans, rivers, and other water bodies on Earth. To understand more, let's get into a flying machine and let's fly over the land. Then you can easily understand and watch different kinds of landforms. Wow, I can see lots of things. This land is not plain. Yes, that's right. Land is not all plain. It has many different forms. They are called landforms. Oh, I can see the ocean too. We just learned about it. It is very big. Yeah, you are right. Also remember, the place where the ocean meets the land is known as coast. I know. The sea beach where we went for our vacations is on the coast, where oceans meets the land. Oh, what is that? It is very high and also it has snow over it. This is called mountain. A mountain is a very tall, high natural place on Earth. Let's learn a little more. Look, there is a mountain with a lot of snow over it. This snow melts due to heat of the sun. The water starts coming down the mountain. When water falls from a height, it is called waterfall. The water from waterfall is moving towards lower areas and it reaches the plain land and it starts flowing in a river. A large natural stream of water with land on both its sides is called a river. This river is going into the ocean. Do all rivers go into the ocean? Most of the rivers go into the ocean, but many rivers get merged in other rivers or they go into a lake. Let's go back to our flying machine. I want to learn more. Oh, I can see a small mountain. Oh, that is not a small mountain. That is a hill. Let's look at a picture. If the land is not too high, it is called a hill. A mountain is very high. Scientists measure the height of the land and based on height, they decide whether it is a mountain or a hill. Oh, now I understand the difference between a mountain and a hill. Can you see the low area between two mountains? Yes, but what is the name of this landform? This is known as valley. It is lowland area between two mountains. Look here, I can see some water below. It is neither a river nor an ocean. This is called a lake or a pond. Small water bodies surrounded by landforms on all sides is known as a lake or pond. They either get rainwater or water from some nearby rivers gather there. Oh, I remember. Last time for a school trip, we went to a lake for boating. Look at that. It is an isthmus. An isthmus is a narrow strip of land connecting two large land masses. An isthmus has water on two sides. Now I understand. A river has water on all sides, but an isthmus has water on two sides. You are a genius. An isthmus is a piece of land having water on both sides, but a lake is a water body with water on all sides. What is that? It is a water body having land on both sides. It is called strait. I'm confused. Can you tell me about lake, isthmus and strait again? Okay, sure. Focus on the screen. A lake. It is water with land on all sides. An isthmus is a strip of land with water on two sides. And a strait is a strip of water with land on two sides. It is just the opposite of an isthmus. You are really a genius. Now look at the next picture carefully. Can you tell me what this is? This is a piece of land surrounded by water from all sides. It is called an island. It is just the opposite of lake. Look at this lake. Can you notice that? Yes, you are right. A lake is a water body with land on all sides and an island is a piece of land with water all around it. It is very interesting. I have learned a lot about water bodies. Tell me, what is that landform? It looks dry. It is called desert. There is almost no water here. Only few plants and animals live here. I know camels live in the desert. They are also known as sheep of the desert. Yes, because camels can travel long distances without drinking water. So now you have learned a lot today. Let's go back home. Brother, what are you doing? Are you playing games?
Okay, boys and girls. Hope you learned something about the different landforms. So let's refresh our memory about what we've already learned. we learned that an ocean is a large body of salt water that covers nearly 3/4 of the earth. As she talked about it, she talked about the coast. And the coast is where land meets the ocean. So this would be the land, this would be the ocean, and so this would be called a coast, where the land meets the water. Then we talked about a river. And let me find the waterfall. We talked about a mountain. And we said that the mountain is very, very high up in the sky. And a mountain is an elevation higher than a hill. It's natural, it's formed naturally, and there's snow at the top. Now, when the sun is hot and the snow starts to melt, it comes down the mountain, and this is known as the waterfall. A waterfall is a fall of water, usually from great heights, and it moves down the mountain until it gets to flat land. It usually flows into a river. A river is a large natural stream of water flowing in a channel to the sea, the lake, or some other body of water. A hill is a rounded height of land lower than a mountain. So if we look at the mountain, let's go back. A mountain is very, very high, and it's pointed at the top. Most mountains are pointed, and they're very steep. Remember when Gran went to the Alps? Those were mountains, and they were very steep. And a hill is not as big, and it's more rounded at the top. Now, if we look at the mountains, this land that is between the mountains is called a valley. And many times people build little towns in this area, an area of lowland between hills or mountains. And here is the lake. A lake inland is a body of water, a body of standing water. And our example would be Lake Pontchartrain. And then they talked about an isthmus and a strait. An isthmus is an area of land that has water on each side, but the land is connected. This little narrow piece of land connects bigger lands on each side. I can kind of think of North America and South America. It is connected with a small strip of land. Before we built the dam to go through the Panama Canal, we could not go through this, but we built the Panama Canal so that they could open and close it so ships would not have to go all around South America to get on the other side to the Pacific Ocean. So this is an isthmus. It's a strip of land with water on both sides, and the land on the ends are much bigger. The strait is a strip of water with land on each side, with big areas of water on each side. So this is the isthmus, and it's hard to say isthmus, and the straits, and it's the exact opposite. It's narrow land and narrow water. And the only strait that I can think of right now is called the Strait of Gibraltar. And then this is the island. The island is completely surrounded. It's land, and it's completely surrounded by water. And if we think of Hawaii, Hawaii is completely surrounded by water. So we're going to talk about, so we need to get our papers out and our pencil, because we're going to talk about a hill. And we're going to write hill, and we're going to capitalize it, and we're going to underline. Hill is a rounded, and you're writing with me, height, Height, height of land, lower than a mountain. And I'll give you a minute to finish writing that. Hill, a rounded height of land lower than a mountain. And then let me see if I can put mountain down here. I should have written it a little smaller. Mountain is an elevation higher, and I'm going to underline mountain, higher than a hill. Okay, while you are finishing mountain, and remember you can always go back and do this. We're going to say hill, and we're going to write Monkey Hill. Monkey Hill is at the zoo, and it's really nice. They have improved it so that it's so much fun to go up, and you can go all the way to the other side. There's a little pond that you can walk in, and there's some kind of a little tunnel that you can go through, and there's a rope that you can climb. And if we think of mountains, remember where Gran went? She went to the Swiss Alps. So that's an example of a hill, Monkey Hill, that you know of, so you can remember, picture that in your mind of Monkey Hill. And then the mountain, the Swiss Alps, and there was a picture when we read the story to show you how it looks. They're very, very big, they're steep, and they have snow on the mountain peaks. So then on another sheet of paper, we're going to draw our Venn diagram. Now you want to draw it big enough so that you can write in it. So now imagine this is my sheet of paper. So what we do is we draw a big circle on this side, and then our circle on this side overlaps. And then on the top, we're going to write hill, and we're going to write mountain. And on this side, we're going to say something that just belongs to the hill. On this side, we're going to say something that's just talking about the mountain. And then on this side, we're going to put something in the middle because it belongs to both. So let's think about a hill. We said a hill is small. So we can write the word small, S-M-A-L-L, and we're putting it in the circle of the hill because the hill is small. And the mountain is large, L-A-R-G-E. But then remember, a hill and a mountain are both landforms. So we're going to write that in the middle, L-A-N-D-F-O-R-M-S. And I have to move my line. You can erase your line if you need to. Because a hill is a landform and a mountain is a landform. Okay, let's think of something else. The hill has a rounded top, R-O-U-N-D-E-D, top. Oh, and you know what? I need to be holding my paper. I forgot about that. And the mountain has a pointy, P-O-I-N-T, a pointy top. Or let's say peak, because it's way up there, P-E-A-K. And this page shows that they decide if it's a hill or a mountain by how high it is. They measure it. And so this is an example of a ruler in the form of a dinosaur. So far we say that a hill is small. It has a rounded top. Let's put some bullets here so we can see that these two words go together. And the mountain is large and it has a pointy peak, but they both are landforms. So let's think about something that they both are. They're landforms and they both are made of soil. And they're formed naturally. No one makes hills and mountains, they just form naturally. We can make a hill, but many hills are formed naturally. So they're both made of soil or mud and rocks, those kinds of things. And something that mountains have on top that hills don't have is they have snow tops. Snow tops. And for hills, we can say they are easy to climb. And then down here, we'll put mountains are hard to climb. If you can think of anything else, you can add it. But let's do, can you see it at the top? I'll put it back down here. Let's review what we've learned today. Because it's gonna take some days, we're gonna talk about different kinds of landforms. So a hill is easy to climb. I bet we've all climbed Monkey Hill. It's small, it's rounded, it has a rounded top. A mountain has snow tops. It's large. It has a pointy peak. And it's hard to climb. They're both called landforms. They both have soil. And let's say they're both measured. M-E-A-S-U-R-E-D. They're both measured because we say that's how they can get their name, whether they're a hill or they're a mountain. They're measured. So we're going to review the different landforms we've talked about today. And we're going to continue doing this. We're going to talk about different kinds of landforms. Today, We zoomed in on a hill and a mountain because it's one of the easiest things for us to understand. But let's review. A mountain is an elevation higher than a hill, way, way, way higher. We have the Rocky Mountains. We have the Appalachian Mountains in our country. A hill is a rounded height of land lower than a mountain. Most hills we can climb. A river is a large natural stream of water flowing in a channel to the sea, lake, or other body of water. And remember, it comes from the waterfall that starts when the snow at the top of the mountains begin to melt, and they make a little trail down the mountain, and then it keeps going down because everything goes down until it evens out when it comes into a lake, a river, an ocean, a stream. Here's the waterfall, a fall of water, usually from a great height. And it comes from the melted snow. You might say, well, where's water way up high? It's the snow that melts that comes down. The ocean is a whole body of salt water that covers nearly 3/4 of the Earth's surface. And remember, we have 7 oceans. We live near the Atlantic Ocean. A valley is that area between the two mountains. It's an area of lowland between hills or mountains. Many times when we look at programs, I like to watch, what's the channel that I like?
Hallmark.
Hallmark. I couldn't think of the word Hallmark. And a lot of the the stories of the people live up in the north, and the background shows big mountains and huge, huge mountains. And so you can see where they made towns near these mountains. A lake is a large inland body of standing water, much like a pond, but a lake is much, much bigger. We can think of Lake Pontchartrain. And then something new to learn, that isthmus and the strait. The isthmus is the long, narrow area of land that has water on each side, but it's connected to land. And the strait is that narrow area of water connected to large bodies of water with land on each side. And the last is the island. And the island is an area of land surrounded by water. We don't really have any worksheets for you. I can put, what I'll do is I'll put the hill and the mountain on for you to see if you want to if you can download it. But I put it on here so that you can use your sheets, because we did this a lot in school, kids. We did a lot of writing ourselves, because the more we write, the better we get. And so I think this is good for you to do. What I'd like you to do with this sheet is put your name at the top, and I'd like you to get your parents to send me a picture of it to show me that you did it. You can keep this on this spot to take as much time as you need if you didn't get a chance to do it with me. So that's the end of this lesson, and I'll see you the next time we meet. Bye.